With a half-mile remaining in the women's mile, it continues to be Sarah Bowman of Tennessee, followed by the junior from Michigan, Nicole Edwards. And then on the outside, there's Barbara Parker from Florida State. Now we got some jostling coming up from some athletes from behind. It's been a very slow pace up until this point of the race.
And 2:30 for the 880 yards. They ran 75, 2:30. But I tell you, the pace is picking up now as Parker on the outside with, again, her good speed, figuring off a slow pace. I'm one of the major factors. Still running right now. Let me see where she is. She's moved up and glided up now to about 7th place, has Shannon Rowberry with 3 laps to go, Dwight.
So still awfully closely bunched together, everybody in this particular race. Parker, they're rubbing up against Bowman. That can be pretty irritating, and she is running some extra distance by running on the outside of lane 1 or into lane 2, but Bowman not yielding completely the lead.
This is interesting. 2 laps to go. Let's see what they run their last 400 meters in. As they go by here, they'll have 2 laps to go, and things are going to get really interesting. Who can win? Duke is up there. Michigan moving up with Nicole Edwards, and taking the lead over is Barbara Parker from Florida State.
Well, the women with the best 800-meter speed are likely to fare well off of this. Barbara Parker, who's been lurking, now decides to take the lead in earnest. Bowman already starting to struggle. You can see going to her arms too much. Allie Bohannon of UCLA still looking pretty smooth now in 3rd. And from Duke, there comes Shannon Rowberry. She decides to take the lead, and she has decided that she is going to really push this from about 1.75 laps or about 1.25 laps out.
Look at her go. She is in full flight right now with 1 to go.
Rowberry says, come and get me.
That superb 800-meter high school speed, which never leaves you, she's developed at college. Look at her go. Good turnover. No one seems to be able to cut into that lead yet.
Bohannon, the UCLA sophomore, trying to stay in contact, and then Edwards also chasing. Parker is out of it. Rowberry lifting nicely, really knew what she had in her. Started from about 350 meters out and looked as fresh as a daisy. Rowberry will win it. Bohannon of UCLA 2nd. That is going to be Edwards 3rd, and Parker, who had made the early move but clearly could not cover Rowberry's move, will get 4th.
A very respectable 4 minutes 42 seconds because of such a very fast last 400 meters by Shannon Rowberry. Her time, her best time this year, was just under 4:35 for the mile, so 7 seconds off it, but she ran last night a very fast mile to get here. So congratulations to Duke University. Here's the lead that she made. I'm not surprised. She laid back. That's why I pointed her out early. I felt she would be a factor in this race. And now she starts to really get tuned up and pull that slingshot back. And the rest of the world, she says, come get me, ladies. And nobody can, as you can see, as she finishes up at 4:42.
She wins the title in 4:42.17. Allie Bohannon looking good as a sophomore here from UCLA, getting 2nd. Nicole Edwards of Michigan hangs on for 3rd. Like last year, Quint has caught up to Olympic gold medalist in the decathlon, Arizona State's Dan O'Brien, with our Home Depot coaching clinic.
Dan, when you first got to Arizona State, give me an overview of where Jacqueline was in terms of her technique.
Well, Jackie's an outstanding talent, and one of the reasons that they brought me in was to work with Jacqueline in the heptathlon just a little bit, but also Josh Kinnaman in the decathlon. He's a young, talented guy, 2nd place at the Pac-10 championships. As far as, the work I do with Jackie, it's minimal, to say the least, because we have probably one of the most successful coaching by committee processes that I've ever seen in the multi-events. When I was coaching with Rick Sloan at Washington State, one coach for everything, including the lifting. But Jackie does the running and the sprinting with Dion Miller, our sprint coach, the jumps with Coach Greg Kraft, the throws with David Dumble, who's been so successful with Sarah and Jessica, and then I basically help mostly Josh Kinnaman in the decathlon and the sprints and the hurdles. But with Jackie, I do running events with her, and I really try to mentor her from a mental, from a personal standpoint of where I was at the championships and kind of how to go in and win these championships. So the coaching by committee is working wonderfully with her right now, and we probably won't change it till well after the Olympic Games.
Well, let's take a look at Jacqueline Johnson's coaching committee. Greg Kraft, of course, the head coach. Dave Dumble has been a great addition to that program. Former UCLA thrower. Dion Miller, sprints and hurdles. Louis Quintana, who is a pretty good runner in his own right in the day. Of course, Dan O'Brien, the Olympic champion, knows how to pull it all together. And it certainly did result in a good finish for Jacqueline Johnson. When going into the 800 meters, she really had to run well, and she did exactly that, showing what a great competitor she is. Diane Pickler of Washington State getting 2nd. Melissa Talbot of Wisconsin finishing 3rd.